Welcome into the video today. I'm your tech guide Wayne. This video is a full compilation of all the videos I've created on the Samsung Galaxy A14, and it is known as our new user guide, and we walk you through everything from how to use the phone for a first-time smartphone user, and from there we lead into how to set up the phone and some specific tips you'll want to follow in getting your phone set up. From there we'll move into more advanced tips and hidden features. After that, I'll show you how to mirror your phone to a TV if you want to play it onto your smart TV. After that, we'll move into how to take a screenshot, what to do if your screen freezes, and then finally we'll end with how to factory reset the phone and erase your data when you get to that point. So again, this is a full video series all rolled into one, and by the end of it, you should feel very confident in using the Samsung Galaxy A14. So make sure you watch the video all the way to the end so you don't miss any important tips. And lastly, make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know if the video was helpful. I always love to hear your feedback, and hit that like button as well. That's how you can support the channel. Again, if you find value in the video. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting with just a basic walkthrough of all the buttons and how to get into the phone. So on the left side of the phone, you'll notice that there is no physical buttons on this side, but there is a SIM tray, and the SIM tray is where you'll put in the SIM card for your service. It's also where you would put in your micro SD card in case you had a memory card with your old phone. Now in the box of your phone, you'll have one of these. It's called a SIM tool, and you just put it in and just give it a push. And this will show you micro SD card goes here and your network SIM card goes here. That's all you'll find on the left side of the phone. Now on the right side of the phone, you'll find the volume up and volume down button, and you'll find your power button / the fingerprint sensor. At the end of the video, when we set up that password, I'm going to show you how to program the fingerprint sensor. So all you have to do is take your finger and touch the button, and that will wake up the phone and unlock it. So anyway, that's going to be your power / fingerprint sensor. At the top of the phone, you'll notice there is nothing. At the bottom of the phone, you will find your charging port. Now this phone uses what is called a Type-C charging type. So again, if you ever need to purchase a replacement cable, it is called a Type-C charging type. To the left here, you'll find your auxiliary port, and that is where you will plug in your headphones if you have some of the older headphone type. All right. Now, let's talk about how to unlock the phone. Now, on the right side of the phone, we're going to tap on that power button. You can also double tap on the home screen, and that will automatically wake up the phone if it is asleep. Now, remember, when the screen goes dark, the phone is not off, it's just asleep. So we can simply wake it up. Again, tap power button or double tap on the home screen, and that will wake up the phone. Now to get into the phone, we need to take our finger, put it on the screen, and we're going to drag up. So again, finger on screen and just drag up the screen, and that will take us into the phone. That is how you do what is called unlock the phone. Currently, we don't have a password, so when we drag, it takes us right into the phone. If we had a password set up, when you try to drag your finger across the screen, it would then ask you to input your PIN or password. This is how you secure the phone, and again, we will cover that at the end of the video. So now that we're into the phone, I want to show you a couple of important things you'll need to know, and then we will go through a walkthrough of the buttons and navigating the phone. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is this. If you ever wanted to turn the phone off, what you'll want to do is just hold down on the power button for about 1 second. That'll bring up this screen here, and you'll have the option to trigger an emergency call, restart the phone, or power off. So in case you'd like to turn the phone off, hold that power button, tap power, and that will actually turn the phone off completely. Now with smartphones, you don't really turn them off. They just go to sleep when we're not using them. And then we want to use them, we simply wake it up and we just swipe through to get to the home screen. Okay, so now that we're on the home screen, let's talk about these 3 buttons at the bottom. These are the 3 most important buttons of the phone because they really control how you navigate through the menus and how you get back to the main screen. So this screen is called the home screen, and this is our home button in the center here. So if I go to any one of these little icons, now these icons, are called apps. Think of it like a computer. Computers have programs, phones have applications, or apps for short. So you're going to hear me use the term apps. I'm referring to these icons, programs for computers, applications, or apps for phones. When I open up one of these applications, let's say I'd like to make a call, I would tap on the call button. It would take me to what is called the dialer so I can make that call. Now when I'm finished making the call, I can tap on this button in the center, the home button, and it will take me back to the home screen. That's all this button does. It just takes you right back to this screen here, which is the home screen. If I were to go to Google Chrome, which is the web browser, how you get on the internet, let's say I wanted to do a search to see what news is relevant today, and I'm scrolling through. If I'm finished and I'd like to go back to the home screen, same thing, tap the home button, it'll take us right back to our home screen. That's all this button does. Now on the left, you'll find what is called the Recent Apps button. Now this will show you the last apps that you have opened. So we just opened up Google Chrome, the web browser, and we opened up our dialer, our phone app to make a call. So notice they are still open. Why is that? Well, guess what? We went to the phone app and then we went right back home. We never actually closed the app. We just went back to the home screen. So that app will run in the background, and I can verify that by tapping on the Recent Apps button here. Now, if I want to actually close that app so it's no longer running, I'm simply going to swipe up just like this, and that will close it. Same thing with your finger, swipe up, and that will close the app. Now it's no longer running in the background. You want to avoid having too many apps running in the background because that will slow down the phone. Now I can also tap on this button here, close all, and it will close all the apps at one time. So that is all this button does. It shows you what is running and allows you to close out any app that you are finished using. Now, on the right here, you'll have what is called the back button. Our back button takes us back one step. Let me show you how it works. Now, I'm going to go to the Settings app. Now, to get there, I'm going to do what's called a swipe from the top of the screen. So take your finger, bring it to the top of the screen, and just drag down. And in the upper right corner, you will find the Settings wheel. Now this is a shortcut that will take you to the settings menu. Now, I'm in the settings, and let's say I want to go to themes. So I just went to themes. Now guess what? If I tapped themes by accident and I want to go back one page or one step, I'm going to use my back button and just simply tap to take me back one step. Let's say I keep going and now I want to go to advanced features. And then I go to labs, and let's just say I'm exploring because I just want to see what I can do with the phone, and I end up in this random section of the settings called labs. Oh no, I want to go back. I didn't mean to tap that. I'm going to use my back button, go back one page. I can tap it again to go back another page, and now I'm on the main screen of the settings page. And guess what? If I hit the back button again, it's going to take me out of the settings and back to the home screen. So all you need to know is that button is going to take you back one step. Okay? So these are the three main buttons you will be using to navigate the phone. Now let's talk more about what I did a few minutes ago, which was drag down from the top to what is called the notification panel. Again, take your finger, start at the top of the screen and just drag down. And this will take us to, again, what is called the notification panel. You'll find two things in the notification panel. You'll find your switches. These are shortcuts to the most frequently used options in the settings. And at the bottom here, you'll find notifications. Guess what? If someone sends you a text message, you would see that message in this section. It will notify you that you have a message and show it in this section. If you have a missed call, you can see who called in this section. Same thing if you have a new email, or if there's another app that you're using like Facebook and you have a new notification, they all will show up in this section. And you can simply, when you see the pop-up for that notification, if you tap on it, it will take you right to that app so you can see more information. That's all that happens in this section. Now, at the top of the screen, you have what are called your switches. Again, shortcuts to the most frequently used options in the settings. So for example, the first option here is your Wi-Fi option. If you'd like to connect to your home Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi at a friend's house or a coffee shop, you'll first need to make sure that this icon is lit up in blue. That's what tells you that your Wi-Fi is on. If I were to tap it and now it's gray, guess what? My Wi-Fi is turned off. Let's tap it again to turn it on. And it should automatically connect to wherever the last network you were connected to. However, what if you weren't connected to a network? It will bring up a list of all the available networks you can connect to, and then you can select which one you'd like to go to. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to take my finger and just put it right on the Wi-Fi icon for 1 second. It's going to take us right to the settings menu, and here it will show you a list of all the available Wi-Fi networks. Now I'm connected to this one, but these are all other networks that I am in range of that I can connect to. So if you were at home, you would look for your Wi-Fi network, tap on it, and then it would ask you to enter a password. You would type in the password down here and then hit done, and that would allow you to connect to that network. Okay, now guess what? We're going to use our back button here to back out of this because we're now all done with Wi-Fi. Now, let's swipe down from the top again. We have next our volume. This is our volume button here. This is how you control the sound on the phone. What you see right now, this is telling you that the phone volume is up. If a call comes through, your phone is going to ring. If someone sends you a text, your phone will make a beep. If I tap on this icon here, guess what? Now there's a slash that's over the symbol, and that's telling you that the phone is on vibrate. And if I tap it again, now it's gray, and gray means it's off. So now my sound is totally off. If someone tries to call me, my phone is not going to vibrate and it's not going to ring. So this is good to know when you go to certain places. Hey, I should put my phone on vibrate or silent. I don't want it to make noise. But when you leave, you have to go back to your settings and make sure you tap that button again to make sure you turn your sound back on. To the right, you'll find your Bluetooth icon. And this is the icon you would use to connect to a Bluetooth device. For example, a Bluetooth speaker, Bluetooth headphones, Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth mouse. You'll need to make sure this is lit up in blue. Then you're going to hold down on the icon. That's going to bring up our list of available devices. And you would look for whatever it is you're trying to connect to. If you had Bluetooth headphones, guess what? You've made sure Bluetooth is on. You're in the right section. Now you need to put your Bluetooth device in the pairing mode. Look in your manual. It'll show you how to put it into the pairing mode. And then your device will show up on this list. You would tap on it, and that would allow your phone to connect to that Bluetooth device. So I'm not going to go over every single option up at the top here, but I just wanted to walk you through some of the most important options. Now, all the way to the right here, you'll find your flashlight. Tapping on the flashlight will turn your phone's flash into a flashlight. Great for when you're in the dark or, you know, need a little extra light. Now, there is a little bit more to this section. For example, if I swipe down, this is the main view of the notification panel. If I swipe down again, it's going to give me more shortcuts. I have a shortcut now to my hotspot, using your phone to share the internet. Power saving mode for when your battery's low. Your GPS for when you need to look up directions. Quick share, nearby share, which allow you to share pictures and videos to people around you. And guess what? I can swipe over and I have a few more options. Do not disturb. You have a QR code scanner if you need to scan a QR code. And an eye comfort shield setting and dark mode. So just to show you, there's more shortcuts to the settings. And that is a quick rundown of the notification panel. In this section, I'll be going over how to make calls and how to answer the phone when someone is calling you. So let's start with when a call is coming through, how you answer the phone. I'm going to initiate a call. Okay, so the call is coming through. I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to put it on the green phone button and drag up. That is how you answer the phone. Now, if you want to put the phone on speakerphone, obviously tap speaker. You've got mute, you have the plus here if you'd like to add someone else to the call, and you have your keypad dialer here in case you're calling an automated system and you need to specifically enter a key command. When you're all finished with the call, tap the red button to end the call. Now the same thing goes if you want to decline the call. So if a call is coming through and you don't want to answer it, you can obviously just not touch anything, but you can also take your finger, put it on the red button, and you're going to put it on the button and then drag up, and that's going to decline the call. So it's going to automatically go to voicemail and the person can leave you a message. Next, let's go over how to initiate a call. We're going to tap on this green call button in the bottom left corner. And I'm going to tap on the keypad button and I'm going to enter a phone number starting with the area code 323-853-1212 and tap the green button to start the call. And let's put it on speaker here.
The time and temperature is coming up.
There we go. It'll connect. You can talk. When you're all done, you'll tap the red button to end the call. So just that easy, you can initiate a call. Let's segue from making calls to sending text messages. To the left of the call button is going to be your messages button. If you tap on that, this is the text message section. And if you'd like to send someone a message, you're going to tap on the bubble in the bottom right corner. And then you will see a keyboard pop up and you can type in the person's name if they're already saved in your phone, or you can enter just the phone number. Now, a quick shortcut, if you tap on this button here, this is your dialer or your keypad, it will switch it to make it easier for you to input just a phone number. Let's put that same number in and then we'll hit done. So now we've basically set it up so we're going to text that number. Our keyboard has come up. We're now in the text message section at the bottom here, and I can now enter a message. Hi there. And when I'm ready to send it, I can tap on the button here, which is the send button. Now here's a few more things you can do in terms of sending text messages. You have an emoji button here. This will bring up your emojis. You can send someone a picture. For example, if someone says, you know, goodbye, you can send a wave like this and hit the send button, and now you've just sent someone a wave emoji. If I tap on the button here, this will allow me to attach a picture to the email. So you'll have two options. You'll have a camera option, which is, hey, let's take a picture right now. I'm going to just hold it up and tap on the white circle. That's going to take a picture that I can attach immediately to the text message, or I can go to my gallery right here and look at what pictures are saved on the phone. Let's say I want to send this picture. I'm going to tap on it, tap on add, and now I've attached two pictures to this text message, and I'm going to hit this button to send it. Now, that's not all. There's a few more things you can do as well. If you tap on the plus all the way to the left, you can look for a GIF if you'd like to send them one of those funny animated pictures. You can also send stickers. You can attach different types of files, not pictures, but maybe like a document. You can send your location in case you're trying to show someone how to find you. You can attach a contact, or you can even schedule a message to be sent later by selecting here. You also have two microphones on the screen. One is here and one is here. The microphone at the bottom here will allow you to say what you want your message to say, and it will type it for you. It will dictate it. So watch this. Tap on the microphone. Let's hit skip. Tap while using. Agree. It's now going to make you press it again. Good morning. I hope you're feeling well today. And basically, it just typed out everything I said into the message, and all I have to do is hit the send button to send out that message. Now, this microphone is a different option. This is if you'd like to send someone a voice message, you can tap here and basically say a verbal message and have that sent to them. But you'll need to take your finger and hold down on the button. It will record as long as you're holding down on the button, and then it will stop recording once you lift your finger like this. Good morning. I hope you're feeling well today. So it just created a 3-second voice message that I can now send in the message. So these are just a few of the things you can do in terms of text messages. In the next section, we're going to go over how to download applications. If you'd like to play a game on your phone, if you'd like to order an Uber, if you'd like to check your Facebook, those are all considered apps, and they're all downloaded in one place. So first I'm going to show you how to get to all the apps on the phone. Then I'm going to show you how to download new apps to the phone. So we're on the home screen. If we'd like to get to our app section, what we call the app drawer, we're going to swipe up on the home screen. This takes us to our app drawer, and here we'll see all the apps that are currently installed on the phone. You'll have a couple of folders at the very top. So your Google folder, which will have all the Google specific apps, your Microsoft folder, Samsung folder, and a T-Mobile folder because it's a T-Mobile phone. Okay, now if you'd like to download a new app, you need to go to what is called the Play Store, which is this icon right here. This is the store where you can download games and other apps, books, things of that nature. We're going to tap on the green button to sign in. And what it's looking for is a Google account. You have to have a Google account or Gmail account in order to download apps. If you don't have one, no problem. You would tap on the Create Account button right here, and it will walk you through a quick process for you to create your own Gmail on the spot. I already have a Gmail, so all I'm going to do is tap in the box, and I'm going to enter my Gmail address and the password, and then it will allow me to sign into the Play Store. Okay, so we have entered our account information and signed in, and it's just going to ask us to accept a few prompts, and then we will move to the Play Store, which is where we can download applications. Let's say you'd like to download a slot machine app because you like to play slot machines. You can go to the top of the screen where it says search for apps and games, and by tapping in the box, it will bring up your keyboard, and then you can enter the type of game you want to download. I'm going to type in slots and hit the magnifying glass to do a search. It's going to give you a ton of options. Now, when you select one, you want to make sure this green button says install, not a price. If you see a number in that green box, it's telling you that this is not a free app, it's a paid app. A large percentage of the apps in this store are free. I always recommend find a free one first. If you can't find a quality free one, then purchase an app. So in this case, I see this app here. I can swipe through to look at the pictures to see if I like how the app looks. And if I like it and I want to try it, I'm going to tap on this green install button and it will begin to download to the phone. Now, downloading generally is pretty quick. Most of the apps are not too big, so less than 30 seconds to a minute, the app should be downloaded. You will know the app is installed because once this ring fills up, you'll see a button here that will say open. That's how we'll know that the app was installed successfully. So it was just downloaded. Oh, they changed it. Used to say open, now it says play. So we would tap on this button and we would go right in to begin playing the app. Okay, now one thing you'll notice, because I opened the app, I can't see my home button anywhere on the screen, but this arrow pointing up is trying to show us all we have to do is swipe up and it will bring up our home keys, our home, recent apps, and our back button. So I can swipe up, tap the home button to get out of the app when I'm finished using it. Now, if I swipe up on the home screen, guess what? Swipe to my left. Here's the new app we just downloaded. This is where your apps will go once you download them to the phone. Now, let's go back to the Play Store. There's a few more things I'd like to show you. First, let's use our back button at the bottom of the screen to go back one page. So we're backing out of that app and we're going to tap it again to get back to the main screen. There we go. So I just want to show you how to navigate this store because there's a lot in here and maybe you don't know what you want to download, but you'd like to see what's available. So at the bottom, you'll find some tabs. If you're just looking for games, there's a game section. There's just general apps. There's other offers, and then there's books. And then within each of these tabs, you'll have some options at the top here. So recommendations for you, top charts, which means are the most popular apps right now, apps for kids, categories. You can go through and say, I'm looking specifically for a dating app. Well, there's a section that just has dating apps. So this is how you can navigate through. Now, maybe you say, oh, I don't think I want any of these. I'm going to tap the back button to back out of this and keep looking through my list. Let's go to, lifestyle apps. And then you can look through the apps that are here. So that's just a quick rundown of how you navigate the store. In the next section, we're going to go over how to make the text size larger so you can read the words in the event that the text size is too small. We're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on our settings wheel in the upper right corner. We're now going to swipe up to display and then go to font, size, and style. And here we're going to do a couple of things. I can make the font bold, which will make it a little easier to read. And then I can begin dragging this bubble over to make the text larger. This will show you a preview of what things will look like as we keep moving. Text is bigger As we keep moving, text gets bigger. So only you will know what is the best size for you. So I would encourage you to, move it over and then go back and see how that looks on the home screen. And if you think it's too big, you can always go back and move it down. And if it's too small, go back and move it up. But as you can see, Galaxy Store is a bit easier to read. Microsoft is easier to read now. As we go into our text messages, you'll see that the words are a lot bigger now. So these are just a few tweaks to help improve the experience. Now, this might be too big. So you might want to go back in and make this a little bit smaller. Again, that's up to you. Now, guess what? We can use our recent apps button to do this. Tap here, tap, let's go back to font size and style, and I can drag over 1 or 2 and say, let me make it a little bit smaller. And now I can use recent apps to jump back to messages to gauge how big or small things are. So keep going back and forth until you find a mix that works for you. Next, we're going to go over how to set up your email on the phone. So this is relatively easy. You're going to go to the Google folder on the home screen. If you don't see this on your home screen, swipe up, go to the Google folder in the app drawer, and tap on Gmail. Now, you might say to yourself, I don't have a Gmail. I have a Yahoo. I have an AOL. I have a different email type. So I can't use Gmail. Well, this is not correct. This app will allow you to sign into other email types. Let me show you. So come to the upper right corner, tap on the little circle, and come down to add another account. And here you'll see all the supported types: Google, Outlook, Hotmail, Live, Yahoo, Exchange, and Office 360. If you have any one of those types, you simply are going to select the option, and then it will let you enter your email address and your password to sign into that email account. However, what if you have an AOL or an sbcglobal.net and you don't see those on the list? No problem. You're going to tap on the Play Store. We're going to go back here, and I'm going to show you a little trick on how to find another app that will work with your specific email type. Okay, so let's come to the top of the screen where it says search for apps. Now, in the bottom left corner, you'll see a button. Tap there, tap on the @ symbol, and then tap on the ABC in the corner, and you're going to type in the ending of your email address. For example, if you have an AOL, you're going to type AOL.com and hit the magnifying glass to do a search. And guess what? It's now going to recommend apps that will work with AOL email addresses. For example, the AOL app. I can tap on the green install button and download the AOL app, and now I can use this app to check AOL emails. Now I'm going to hit the back button again. Let's go back to search. What if you have an sbcglobal.net? Let's see what apps are compatible with that email type. sbcglobal.net. Hit the magnifying glass to search. And here we go. These are 5 apps that will support an sbcglobal.net email address. Tap on the green install button, and it will begin downloading that app to the phone. If we hit our home button and we swipe up and swipe to our left, here's the AOL app we just downloaded. I didn't mean to select it. And soon we will see the other email app we just downloaded to use with sbcglobal.net. So that is how you set up your email on the phone. In the next section, we'll be going over how to use the camera, how to take pictures, how to take videos. So our camera is going to be found in the bottom right corner. Tap on this red icon. And currently right now, we're set to take a picture. Our camera is on photo, which is telling us we're going to take a picture. We're going to tap the white button to snap the picture. If I want to take a video, I'm going to tap on video and tap the red button. Notice our white button is now a red button, which means record. And now I'm recording a video. You see? When you're all done, you can tap on this button here. If you'd like to take a picture while you're recording the video, tap the icon to the left, the camera icon, and then tap the square when you're ready to stop recording. If you'd like to see the video you just took, tap on the circle to the left of the red button here. And here is our video. I can always swipe over to look at the still pictures I took as well. And that's how you take a picture. If you don't like the picture, for example, I don't love this picture right here, I'm going to tap on the trash can at the bottom and it will move it to the trash. I'll now have 30 days to go back and recover that picture before it's permanently deleted. Now, if you'd like to later go look at those pictures and videos you took, you have to go to a different section. So we're going to swipe up on the home screen and we're going to go to the Gallery app, and the Gallery is where all pictures and videos will be stored. If I go to the Picture tab on the bottom left, we'll see these are the 3 pictures and videos we took today. They'll organize them by the date. If I go to Albums, they'll organize the pictures by type. So these were screenshots. This is from the camera. And we have no favorites right now. So that is using the camera in a nutshell. Now in our last section of the video, I'll be covering how to set up a password and how to set up the fingerprint sensor so you can unlock the phone with your fingerprint. Now, first thing we're going to do is swipe down from the top of the screen. We're going to go to that settings wheel in the upper right corner. And I just turned on the flashlight by accident. Okay, so we're in the settings. We're going to go up to lock screen. Or actually, excuse me. First, we're going to go to scroll down to lock screen. And then where it says lock screen type, tap there, and we're going to select what type of password we would like to set up for the phone. These are the different options here. We're currently on what is called a swipe, and basically there's no password. You just, when you're on the lock screen, you just swipe, and that's how you unlock the phone. You have the option of setting up a pattern, which is a pattern that someone has to enter to unlock the phone. You can set a 4-digit code, or a high security password, which is a combination of letters and numbers. I like the PIN or pattern the best because it's usually the easiest to remember. Let's go to PIN, and we're going to think of a 4-digit number to make the password for the phone. So I'm just going to do 0000. Definitely make yours harder than that. I'm just making this for the sake of the video. Next, we're going to tap 0000, press next, and then you have this final option, which is asking when the phone is locked or when the phone is asleep, when it first wakes up, do you want to hide any messages that are coming through the phone? What this basically means is if someone sends you a text message, if you don't want someone to be able to pick up your phone and read your messages, then you'll want to enable hide content, because someone doesn't have to have your password to be able to read messages on your main screen when the phone is locked. So if you'd like to have that extra protection, just simply check that box, and now on the lock screen, you'll have to put that PIN code in before anyone can read the messages that are coming through the phone. Okay, so we're going to hit done, agree, and now if I put the phone to sleep and wake it up again, if I try to swipe through, it's going to ask me for a PIN code now. And I'll have to enter the 0000, and that will allow me to unlock the phone. There's an additional thing you can set up, which is called a Samsung account. And this is an additional thing that you should definitely do. It's an account with Samsung that will serve as a backup if you ever forget that PIN code. All you'll need to do is enter your phone number or email and create an account with Samsung. And you can have this tied to your Gmail account. So if you ever forget that PIN code, they can use your email to send you a temporary code and help give you access to your phone. So take a minute and definitely fill out the prompts on this screen here, just as a backup in the event you ever lose that PIN code. Now, let's use our back button to back out of this. And now we're going to tap on screen lock type again. And it's going to ask us every time we go there to put our code in. No problem. Done. So this is where we're going to be able to set up either a fingerprint or our face as an unlocking method to get in the phone. I'm just going to focus on the fingerprint for this section of the video. But if we tap on fingerprints, we can actually use our whatever finger you want to unlock the phone using that power button that we mentioned earlier. So I'm just going to take my finger and begin tapping the button, and it's going to learn my fingerprint so that I can actually just pick up the phone and touch the power button with my thumb, and then I won't have to put in that code. So literally keep lifting your finger and putting it down on the button so it can learn your fingerprint. And I always say, try to hold the phone in the way you would normally hold it, because that's, you want it to learn your finger in the way you're going to hold the phone. That'll make sure that it unlocks most of the time. We're almost there. Again, just keep lifting and putting your finger down. Try to move the position slightly so it can read and just learn all of your finger. I also recommend you setting up multiple fingers, because let's say one of your fingers has oil on it or grease, then you can use maybe a finger on your other hand to unlock the phone. So that's just one tip that I always recommend. We're just about there. We're at the finish line. There we go. So it'll automatically ask you at the end, do you want to add another fingerprint? And you would just tap add, and then you can switch hands and then use a finger on your other hand just to have a backup programmed. We're not going to do it for the video, but I just want to encourage you to do that. Let's hit done. And now if I were to put the phone to sleep, and if I tap on the power button, I can take my finger. So if I swipe up, it's going to ask for the PIN code. But if I now touch the power button with my thumb, which is programmed in the phone, it'll automatically unlock the phone just like that. This will also work if your phone is asleep and you touch the power button, even if the screen is off, it'll automatically wake up the phone and take you right into the phone. Now, let's go ahead and jump right in of how to save a phone number into your contacts so it'll be easier for you to call that number in the future. So what you'll want to do is, the easiest way to do it is to go to the phone app here, and you can just simply type in the phone number. That's the best place to start. So let's say I type in a number here. So I've typed in this phone number, and now I want to save it in my phone. Right at the top of the screen, you'll see a plus. Tap on the plus, and it will ask you one of two things: create new contact, which is what we want to do, or you can update an existing contact. Now, you would use the second option if you already had someone's number saved, but maybe they changed their number, or maybe that person has a home phone and a cell phone and you'd like to save both numbers. You would tap update existing, and you can have that number linked to their same contact in your address book on the phone. So for the sake of this, we're going to tap create new contact because we want to save this number to the phone for the first time. Now, you're going to see a pop-up here that's going to ask you save contact to, and it'll say to the phone, or it'll show a Gmail. Now, always save it to the Gmail, and here's why. If you ever lose your phone, guess what? As long as you have saved all your contacts to Gmail, when you sign into your Google account on the new phone, it's going to bring over all of your saved phone numbers. So this is just kind of a fail-safe. It's basically keeping a copy of your address book in the cloud. So if, again, you ever lose your phone, or guess what if the phone just stops working, you can't access it at all, no problem. You just sign in with that new Gmail account on the new phone, and all your contacts will automatically load on that phone. So I'm going to select Google right here, and then I'm going to put in a name for that contact. I'm just going to put in Jim Miller. Okay, there's our contact, and then I can hit the plus here. If I wanted to add a second phone number, you can have multiple numbers saved. Let's hit the drop down here. I can then add an email address for that person. I can tap view more, and now I can add additional information, maybe their home address, maybe important dates, maybe their relationship. I can add additional notes like where I met the person. If they have a business website, I can add that here. So you'll just tap in these boxes here, and you can add as much or as little information as you would like tied to that contact. And then come back to the top. If you tap on the picture, this will give you the option to save that person's picture. So, for example, if you'd like their picture to pop up when they call you, then you simply tap on here, and it'll give you two options. You can go to your gallery and you can find a picture you already have of that person in your phone, or you can select camera and select while using, and this will allow you to basically, if that person is right in front of you, just simply take a picture of the person. I can't get my wallet to stand up. Okay, here we go. Let's just take a picture. So if that person's right in front of you, just simply snap a picture of them, and now it'll let you adjust it like this. So now every time Jim Miller calls, this is the picture I'm going to see. So this is just great if you're setting the phone up for someone else and you want them to know who's calling, and you know, this is just a great thing to add when you set up a contact. So that is the process simply of how you save a phone number. And guess what? You can actually save it to your speed dial to make it easier for you to call that number in the future. Come to the upper right corner, tap on the three dots, tap on speed dial numbers, and here it says enter a name or number. So guess what? I'm going to type in Jim Miller and select it. Now Jim Miller is going to be number 2 on my speed dial. So watch this. I'm going to back out of this. Let's say I want to call Jim. I'm going to tap on the phone. I'm going to just tap the 2. And guess what? He's the first number that's going to show up on my speed dial right here. So that's a cool trick that will not only help you save that number in the phone, but also help you bring up that number quicker in the future. The next thing I want to go over is how to move the apps on and off of this home screen. So there will be apps that will just come already on the home screen. Some people don't like this because you might say, oh, I don't use this Galaxy Store thing. How do I get this off the home screen? Well, let me show you how to do that. So let's hold down, take your finger and just simply put it on the screen right on that icon for 1 second. You'll get this pop-up. When you get the pop-up, you can simply tap remove, and that will take it off of the home screen. It's not going to delete the app. It's still on your phone, but it's going to move it off of the home screen. So now if I swipe up, guess what? It's still here. I just don't have to look at it every time I open the phone. Now, what if I want to move an app from this screen to the next screen? I'm going to just put my finger on this app here, and then when this pop-up comes up, I'm going to drag the icon to the right. Keep your finger on the screen and just simply drag it over, and this will allow you to create a new page. So now I still have my regular page, and now I have this page, and guess what? I can make more pages by simply taking my finger, putting it on the icon. You want to keep it on the screen and then drag it over, and that's how you create more pages if you'd like to have different apps on different pages. Okay, moving on, I want to show you now how to keep your screen on longer. You might notice that the screen goes dim quite quick. And so to keep your screen on longer, there's a tweak in the settings that will keep the screen on longer and make it easier for you to just use the phone. So swipe down from the top of the screen. In the upper right corner, tap on the settings wheel. We're going to swipe up and go to display. Swipe up again. Go to screen timeout. Now I have mine set to 5 minutes. When you first buy the phone, it's set to 15 seconds. And so you'll notice the screen is going to go dim very quickly or go to sleep really quickly. So to be able to keep the screen on longer, change this to either 2 minutes or 5 minutes. That will allow the phone to sit on longer without you having to touch the screen every few minutes. Okay? Now, let's back out. I want to show you one more thing. Now, you might notice how my whole background is black and the texts are white. If you would like to change it on your phone so you have this same thing, it tends to be a little easier on the eyes. At the very top of the display menu, you'll have these two options. You'll have dark mode and light mode. Right now I'm in the dark mode, and so it switches all the menus. So all the menus that normally have a white background, it switches to a black background. So watch this. If I jump to here, it will change it and it'll make the background white. And now, again, I prefer the dark background. It's just a bit easier on the eyes. So if you'd like to switch it, that is the easy way to do that. Okay, let's move on to our next tip here. I think you guys are really gonna like this. For those of you that have an email address and you like to keep track of your emails, this is a really cool tip that's gonna help you just keep a better eye on your new emails. So I'm gonna swipe over here to my blank home screen here. Take your finger, I'm gonna hold down on the home screen, and we're gonna go to the section labeled widgets. Now, what is a widget? There are different shortcuts that you can have appear on your home screen, and they just feed information to different things. Some of them are shortcuts to apps. Some of them are shortcuts to pieces of information. So, for example, if we go to widgets here, there are a lot of cool options here. For example, you can have a calendar widget that will show you the entire month. Let's see. You could have a full calendar show up on your home screen, or you can have simply a list of upcoming events that you have plugged into your Google Calendar. So, for example, if I hold down on this one here and I just drag it up and let it go, it's going to show up on my home screen. And now this is my main screen. When I swipe over, I'll be able to see all my upcoming events. So for example, if I know I have an appointment tomorrow, I can go into my calendar, hit the plus, and I can type in lunch with Jim, and I can, let's change the date here. Let's change the time to 1:00 p.m. You can set an alarm for it to give you a little nudge so you know when you're close to the time to leave. Hit save. And now my event is going to show up on the calendar on my home screen. So you might set up an appointment for 2 weeks. Simply come over here, hit the plus, plug it into your calendar, and you'll always have your schedule show up on your home screen. That's a very useful widget right there. I use that one on my personal phone, and for some of you guys it'll be helpful to just keep track of your appointments. Now let's look at some of the other widgets here. Let's hold down the home screen, let's tap on widgets. Now one of my favorite widgets is the Gmail widget. I'm going to hit the arrow here to see all the options that are available. So this is the inbox widget, and this will show you all of your new emails, the emails that have just hit your inbox. You can look at them without actually going into the Gmail app. It's a great way to just keep an eye on if any important emails have come to you recently. So I'm going to hold down until I get to this screen and then let it go. It's going to ask you what folder you want it to show. Always select the primary folder. And now you'll notice there's these little dots around the edges. If I drag the little dot out, I can make the widget bigger. And there's a dot at the bottom here. I can simply drag that down. And now I have my top 5 emails that have just come through my inbox. And I can scroll through my emails without actually going in to my email account. Kind of cool, right? So again, these are called widgets, and they're just, shortcuts to, different pieces of information. So again, every time you turn your phone on, you'll have this on your main screen, and as you swipe over, you'll have your events, and you'll be able to quickly glance at if any new emails have hit your inbox. This is a great way to just keep track. You might be looking out for an important email, and guess what? You'll know if it came through or not. So that's another really useful widget. Let's take one more glance through and see if there's any other good widgets for you guys to consider, at least some of my favorites. So let's see, we've done the Gmail one already. We've done the calendar one. Let's go through. You can have a Google Maps widget. It'll always show you, let's see, let's open it up really quickly here. You can have a shortcut to a destination. Maybe you can program, for example, your work address. So whenever you tap on, I want to say it is this one here. Whenever you tap on that widget, it'll always put in your work address, and basically it'll just start navigating you there. So it's kind of a shortcut. That one's kind of cool. This one is great too, the traffic widget. If you were to put in your work address, it'll tell you how long it takes to get there. And so obviously, if you look at this at night, the time is going to be different from looking at it when you wake up in the morning. So that's another really helpful widget as well. There is a reminders widget that's pretty cool. This one you can set different tasks for you to do. In fact, let's go ahead and move this one as well. Let's hold down on it and drag it onto the screen and just let go. So on this screen we had upcoming events, and here you can have task. So maybe today you need to go to the post office, and you need to go to Ralph's to pick up ground beef, and then you need to pick up shampoo for your dog or Petco, whatever. Simply hit the plus and you can begin to add new reminders. And then if you really want to make it even easier for yourself, you can tap on this microphone here, go to the cleaners, hit save, and it'll automatically, type it up as you say it. Go to the cleaners. Let's do another one. Go to the post office. Go to the post office. Save that. Call and check on Jim. And so on and so forth. And guess what? Once you complete a task, simply go in, tap on the little bubble, and it will... Oh, it didn't do it. Let's try again. Hit the bubble, and it will basically cross it off your list, and it'll move it away. So the first tip I want to show you that you'll want to set up is turning on your Wi-Fi. Now, to turn the Wi-Fi on and to connect to a Wi-Fi network, you're just going to swipe down from the top of the screen, and the Wi-Fi icon will be the first one in the upper left corner. Now, when it's grayed out, it means your Wi-Fi is turned off. And when you just tap it once, it will turn blue, and that'll tell you that your Wi-Fi is now on. And if you'd like to connect to a Wi-Fi network, you're simply going to take your finger and just put your finger on the button and keep it there for 1 second. That'll take us right to our settings menu. This will then show us all the available Wi-Fi networks that are around. You'll want to look for the network that is tied to your home or wherever you are. Let's say the name of your network is Netgear 52. You would then tap on Netgear 52 and the keyboard is going to pop up and allow you to then type in your Wi-Fi password. Once you have typed in the password, you're going to hit connect and then you'll be on the Wi-Fi network. The same would go for if you were at a Starbucks or a Denny's or at a friend's house. You simply ask what is the name of the Wi-Fi network. Look for it, tap it, put in the password, and that's how you connect to Wi-Fi anywhere that you are. I'm already connected to this network here, so I'm good, but that's the process in the event you are not already connected. Now, for our next step, I want to show you how to keep your screen on longer. Right now, the phone is set where if I don't touch the screen every 15 seconds, it goes off automatically. So you can increase that. It's called the display timeout. We're going to swipe down from the top of the screen. In the upper right corner, look for this little settings wheel. Tap on that and swipe up to the display section and tap on display. From here, we're going to swipe up and go to screen timeout. Now I've changed it already, but your phone should either be set to 15 seconds or 30 out of the box. I always encourage change it to either 2 minutes or 5 minutes. That way your screen will stay on longer. You don't have to touch the screen every few seconds to keep it on. So that is our next tip. Now let's stay in the settings menu. I'm going to go back one step to the main screen. Now the next tip is, hey, I have this new phone. How do I transfer all of my data from my old phone? There is a setting that's built in that will make this super easy for you. We're just going to swipe up, accounts and backup option. From here, go all the way down to bring data from old device. You'll then tap allow, and then you're going to tap receive data. Now, those are the steps you need to take for your phone. Now, on your old phone, and I'm just going to show you, I have a Motorola phone here. Let's say I'm trying to move the data from this phone to this phone. I would tap on the Play Store. I'm going to do a search in the Play Store by tapping on the Google Play box at the top here. And I'm going to type in Samsung Smart Switch or just tap the microphone. Samsung Smart Switch. It'll do a quick search for you. It'll bring up Samsung's proprietary app. Looks like this. Samsung Smart Switch. We're going to tap on the green install button. And then it should install pretty quickly. Now on my A14, I'm going to tap on Galaxy because I'm transferring from a Galaxy phone. So tap on there. I'm then going to tap on wireless. The phones are then going to connect themselves wirelessly to each other so that they're able to do the transfer. So we're almost done downloading on this side. After that, it's going to open the app and then I'll walk you through how to get your old phone ready to transfer data over to that new phone. Now, some of you might be asking, what if my old phone doesn't work anymore? Then this method is not going to work. This method will only work if your old phone is still able to turn on and you're able to interact with the screen, just as an FYI. Let's open the app. We're going to tap allow, continue. It's going to ask to use our device location temporarily. We're going to hit only this time. Allow, and you'll have to allow it to access all the files on your phone. You might even get an additional pop-up that asks you to go to the settings and also give permission. We're just going to enable it here. Enable it here. And there we go. Now we're going to tap let's go. Okay, now one important thing to note is that your phone will need to be on at least 20% battery or more in order for this to work properly. And unfortunately, this phone is only on 4%. So let me show you on this phone what you're going to see. So on the other phone, it's going to look very similar to this. So let me just take a step back here just so I can show you. So you're going to see this exact same screen pop up on this phone, and on this phone you're going to tap send data because you want to send data from your old phone to the new phone, right? So you would tap send data, you would tap wireless. It's going to disconnect from the Wi-Fi for a minute, and then this is going to send a code, and basically both phones are going to communicate with each other. And once they link up, you'll see on your new phone, it's going to have all of the files from this phone. So contacts, videos, pictures. In some cases, it will take text messages. Sometimes it doesn't. So you'll then be able to select what options you would like to have moved from the old phone to the new phone, and then it will start the transfer. So that is how you move all your data over from your old phone. You will need to let the phones sit for about 30 minutes minimum so that the transfer can complete. And after that, most of your files will be moved over from that old phone to the new phone. Okay, next, let's talk about how to change your wallpaper. So if you want your picture on your home screen to look different, what you'll need to do is hold down on the screen, just find a blank spot. This will bring up a menu at the bottom of the screen. We're going to tap on wallpaper and style. Now, you have a couple of options here. You can tap on browse my wallpapers. And from here, you'll see some of the featured wallpapers that come on the phone installed. You can go to your gallery and you can take a picture that you've already taken, and you can make that your wallpaper. Let's say you've taken a picture of you and a family member and you want that to be your wallpaper. You would simply just tap on one of your folders here. I could tap on camera, for example, and I could make this picture my wallpaper just by tapping on that picture, hitting done, and then hitting preview. And now this would become my new lock screen picture. So you can do that. That's an option that you have. Let's see, let's hit gallery to finish. Okay, oh, in the upper right corner, you'll have a done button. So tap on done. And then just that easy, we've successfully changed our wallpaper. Now you have a few other options as well. So once you change the wallpaper, they will let you change your color palette. Now these have to do with how your menus are going to show up. So as you notice with this new palette, it makes all of my switches at the top of the screen brown, and my dialer is going to look different, and my calculator is going to look different, right? So different palettes will change the color scheme of the phone. So feel free to play around with this to really make your phone pop and make the colors align to what you like. Okay, when you're done, hit apply, and that will save all your changes in making that new wallpaper. Now if you don't want to if you want to keep going, there's a few more wallpaper options here. There's this cool new section called graphical. These are more stock wallpapers from Samsung. You could choose one of these more solid color wallpaper options. They have a wallpaper service where they will automatically change the wallpaper, I think like once an hour or something like that. So these are some cool other options you have. Or you can go to the Galaxy theme store, and if you go into the theme store, you can look for more wallpapers. They have like thousands you can download. Some are free, some are paid. Let me just show you if I just tap on it real quickly here. Let's agree. This is the theme store, and right now there's some different tabs at the bottom here. So there's themes, there's wallpapers, and there's icons. In the wallpaper section, you can go through and just browse all these cool wallpapers that are available. Again, some are paid, some are free. Now let me show you my secret on how to find great wallpapers and not have to pay any money. If you go from feature to top and then go to the all button here and tap on free, it will sort all the wallpapers based on only the ones that are free. I always like to go through the free ones first and see if there's something I like. And let's just say I like this one. I can tap on it. I'm going to hit download. Now, the one catch is to download it, you do need to sign up for a free Samsung account. And all the Samsung account does is just save all of your data and your options. It actually makes it easier for you to transfer your files and everything when you get to a new phone. So you can link it with your Google account for it to go quickly, or you can link it with an email address. So once you set up this Samsung account, it will then let you download that wallpaper and then make that your new home screen picture. All right, let's tap the home button here. Obviously our new wallpaper is on, which is great. Now, next I'm going to show you how to create new pages on your home screen. So right now, if I try to swipe left, I have one page to the right, but I'd like to make more pages. So just want to show you, if I hold down on this folder here, I can then drag it to the right, and that brings it to this new page. And if I keep bringing it to the right, it'll make another page and another page. So you essentially need to hold on an icon and then just drag to the right, and that's how you create new pages on your home screen. Okay, now you might find something on the home screen that you don't need or you don't use. Let's say, for example, Google TV. Maybe you don't care about this and you'd like to move that off of your home screen. All you're going to do is hold down on it with your finger for 1 second, and then you can tap on remove, and that will take it off of the home screen. Super easy. Now, you might also find some other things on your phone that you say, I don't think I'll ever use this. For example, I have this slot machine app on the phone. Maybe you say, how do I just uninstall that or delete it? I don't want that on the phone at all. No problem. You're going to hold down it, bring up that menu, and then you're going to tap uninstall, and this will remove it from the phone altogether. Press OK, and now it's totally uninstalled and removed from the phone. So that is how you create pages, and also how you move apps, and also how you uninstall them at the same time as well. For the next tip, I want to show you how to unlock some hidden features that are in the phone. They're just really not in plain view. So if you swipe down from the top of the screen and you swipe down again, you have this whole section of what are called switches, and they are just shortcuts to different options on the phone. Now, if you swipe left, you'll have another page of these little shortcuts, but there are more that you don't even see, that you actually have to press this plus to get to. So let's press the plus. And here you'll see there is a shortcut for NFC. For those of you that use NFC a lot, you may want to have that shortcut. If so, you simply hold down on it and then you drag it down, and it will now show up in this menu here. Now, aside from NFC, this is the one I think is really important for a lot of you, is the kids mode. So if we hold down on the kids mode button and bring it down, now we have this shortcut as well. And I would also say bring this protect battery option as well. Hold down on it, bring it down, let it go. We're going to hit done. So now, whenever you swipe down from the top of your screen, you're going to see, so you swipe once, you see this. Swipe a second time, you'll see more. And then, so this is what you'll see when you swipe 2 times. And then when you swipe left, you'll have all these extra shortcuts. Now, for those of you that are parents and your kids are always bugging you about using your phone, you'll want to have your kids mode set up, because it'll give them something to play with without them interfering with what you have installed on the phone. So tap on the kids mode button and it'll show you how to use Samsung Kids. Hit the start button. It takes just a minute for it to download it to the phone. Once it's downloaded, then we can get it set up, and it will create this whole section of kid-friendly apps and games. So just to show you really quickly here, allow. These are all the different apps that are available. All you'll need to do is just tap 1 time to download them, hit install. I'm not even sure if you guys can hear that. My little boy is actually waking up right now, so that's just so ironic that I'm going over the kids mode setting and he's waking up. So this video is going to wrap up real quick, all right? But anyway, I'm just downloading this one game as an example, but you can go in and download these other games. And the cool thing is there's a camera, there is a gallery. There's a lot of fun things for them to interact with, and they will never be able to get to your social media apps or your pictures. They can't call anyone. It is locked just to this section. It's great for when you just need to pass your phone to your kids and get them to be calm while you're working on something else. All right. Now, when you try to get out of the section, watch this. If I hit the home button, it's not going to do anything. If I hit the back button, I can't get out of it. What I'm going to have to do is tap on the 3 buttons in the upper right corner, and I have to then go to close Samsung Kids. Now guess what? My fingerprint is already set up on the phone, so I'm going to have to put my fingerprint in order to be able to get out of this section. See that? Now, if your fingerprint is not set up on the phone, no problem. It will prompt you to enter a code, whatever. It's going to have you set up a 4-digit code that you'll then use to get out of that section. So anyway, that's Samsung Kids, and I think that's going to save a lot of you guys in the future. When you need to pass your phone to your kids. Okay, the very last thing I wanted to show you in terms of the setup is how to program your fingerprint into the phone. So if you want to unlock the phone with your fingerprint. Now, mine is already set up, but I still want to show you where to go to get it done. Swipe down from the top of the screen, upper right corner, tap on the settings wheel here. We're going to then swipe up, and we need to go to the security. Oh, sorry, we almost passed it. Security and privacy section. And then from here, we'll swipe up to biometrics. We'll tap on fingerprint. And what it's going to ask you to do is first set up a PIN, so a 4-digit PIN code, and then it will have you hold the phone and tap the fingerprint sensor to program your fingerprint in the phone. Now, by doing that, it will also set up a passcode for the phone as well. So if you want to have a code so that no one can just pick up your phone and use it, this is a great thing to do because it's going to put that PIN code set up and it's going to program your fingerprint. All right. The first hidden feature I'd like to show is how to run 2 apps at one time. So, for example, let's say you wanted to watch a video and send a text message at the same time. Well, you can do that. We're going to open up YouTube, and basically the process to do this is going to be you opening up a video, or basically pick the app that you want to be at the top of the screen. So in this case, I'd like to have YouTube at the top of the screen. So I already opened up YouTube. I'm going to go back to the home screen, and now I'm going to pick the second app that I want to open at the bottom of the screen, which will be messages. So I'm going to tap on messages, hit the home button. Now I'm going to tap on the recent apps button here. I'm going to swipe over. I want YouTube to be at the top, so I'm going to go to YouTube first, tap on the little icon at the top here, and tap open in split screen view. That's going to move YouTube to the top of the screen like this. And now I'm going to select messages, and I can come up to YouTube now here, and I can start this video and let it play. And also, while the video is playing, you can tap the screen and tap on this little icon here to bring it into full screen. And now my video is playing at the top of the screen, and while it plays, I can now go in and look at text messages, and I can send and interact with messaging while I'm watching this video at the top of the screen. So this is just one example of being able to multitask, use 2 apps at one time. Now, if you tap on the 3 dots in the center of the screen here, you can actually switch the order, and you can move what's on the bottom on the top and vice versa. So watch this, tap the 3 dots, tap here, and it'll move the video to the bottom and my text at the top. You can also tap on the 3 dots and tap on the star, and you can save this to an app. You can basically make this into an app pair and save it to your home screen. So watch this. Tap on home screen. Now, on your home screen, you will have this pop-up, and every time you tap on this pop-up, it'll open those two apps together. So YouTube at the bottom, messages at the top. Now this is really great for, what I like to use it for is having my Google Maps open and having my YouTube Music open at the same time. That's a good example of an app pairing. Or again, I watch a lot of YouTube, and so the YouTube and messaging combination is one that I use on my personal phone all the time. So that's how you create an app pair with those apps that you've decided to run in the multitasking mode. All right. Now, Some of you may have already seen this, but I still want to go over it because I think it's a really helpful tip. And it's when you're watching a YouTube video, it's how to multitask when you're watching just a YouTube video. So watch this. So right now, let's say I select this video and let it play. Now, so the video is playing right now. If I hit the home button, the video is going to continue to play, and it's going to open up in a pop-up or a pop-out screen that will keep the video on the screen, and while it's there, I can do other things on the phone. I can go to Google Chrome. I can go shop on Amazon if I want to. That video is going to keep playing in this little pop-up screen right here. And then I can tap on the screen here, and I can tap on these two arrows to open it back up in full screen. So if you ever want to watch a YouTube video, but you also want to do other things simultaneously, just simply open the YouTube app, find the video you want to play, make sure it's playing, and then hit the home button. And that's how you bring it up into a smaller screen. Now, watch this. If the video is paused and I hit the home button, it's not going to open up YouTube in that little small screen. It's only going to do that if the video is playing first and then I hit the home button. That's how you get it to pop out, and basically how you can multitask while that video is playing and still see it on the screen. Okay. So our next tip is one of my favorites, and this is going to be how to launch the camera from any screen, even if your phone is off or your screen is asleep. So check this out. By tapping the power button twice, this will automatically wake up your phone and take you right to the camera, thus making sure you never miss any important moments. So watch this. Power button, I'm going to press it twice. It's going to turn the phone on and take me right to the camera. So imagine if something important is happening, just grab your phone, power button twice, camera is open and ready to go. Now, this will work if your screen is asleep, and it'll also work if you just happen to be in another app. Maybe you're on a phone call, or maybe you're in Chrome and you're searching something, and then your kid does something special and you want to get a quick picture. Power button twice. It's going to automatically take you to the camera and get you set up and ready to take a picture. So that is called the quick launch camera feature. Now, for those of you that say, oh, that's cool, but you know what? I just don't take a lot of pictures. I would rather be able to do something different when I hit that power button twice. Well, for this next tip, I'm going to show you how to do what's called a remap. And basically, we're going to change what app is going to launch when we double tap the power button. So to do this, we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, and tap on the power button icon you see at the top. It's going to take you to this screen. Come down to side key settings. From here, we want to change this from quick launch camera to open app. Now, when you tap open app, it's going to say, okay, well, what app do you want it to open? From here, I can go through and say, okay, you know what? When I tap the power button, I would love it if it launched my text messages. Oh, and I picked the wrong app. Let's pick the right app. Messages. Okay, so now when I hit that power button 2 times, guess what? It's not going to launch the camera. It's going to launch my text messages. So you can remap this however you want, whenever you want. All you got to do is, again, swipe down from the top, swipe again, hit the power button, go to side key settings, hit the settings wheel, and just select what app you would like to launch. And for those of you that do a lot with email, you may want to make this your email app as the shortcut. You know, I've heard some people even using their clock as the shortcut so that at night when they need to set their alarm, they can get to it really easy. So this is, again, just an easy tip that's going to allow you to reprogram that double tap to launch any app that you would like. Now, let's move on to our next tip, which is going to be how to enable and use the one-handed mode feature. Now, this is a big phone. And I have pretty big hands, but still I struggle like trying to reach the top of the screen with one hand. It's not as easy as it should be. So for this reason, setting up the one-handed mode is just a game changer. Swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. From here, we're going to, let's see, we want to go to the advanced features and then go to one-handed mode. And first we're going to just simply turn it on, and then we're going to tap on one-handed mode. Now there are two different ways to use one-handed mode. One way is with a gesture, which I don't really recommend because it doesn't work that great. The second way is with a button, and the button way is just super easy. So all I have to do to launch this one-handed mode is simply tap the home button 2 times like this. This will automatically shrink down my screen and allow me to reach the top of the screen and just make it easier to navigate the phone with one hand. I can also tap this arrow to move the screen to the left. So if you're a left-handed person, you might prefer to have the screen on the left instead of the right. Now when you're all done with one-handed mode, simply tap on this outer area right here, and that will take you back to the full screen. So really quickly, that is the one-handed mode, and it's super useful. For the next tip, I want to show you how to unlock some secret menus, or maybe secret isn't the right word, but some additional shortcut options you have in the notification panel. So when you swipe down from the top of the screen, you have these 6 switches here. They're, again, shortcuts to just important things that you'll be using on the phones. Obviously Wi-Fi, turning your sound to, vibrate, off or on, Bluetooth, auto rotation. So these are like your main 6. So one, I want to show you, hey, if you swipe down, obviously there's more options you have here, more shortcuts. When you swipe to the left, there's another page of shortcuts, a lot of cool stuff. And when you hit this plus, there's an additional menu with even more shortcuts. And guess what? If any of these look like they're shortcuts that you want to have access to, all you have to do is hold down on it for 1 second and then drag it down. And you can add it to the menu at the bottom. So now whenever you swipe over, you'll have those additional options. Also, I want to show you how to rearrange these top 6, because you could move other switches and put them at the top. So every time you swipe down, you'll see them in the first 6 rows here, or the first 6 options here. So for example, like I don't use the airplane mode option too often. So like I don't need to see that every time I swipe down. I would much rather have, for example, my hotspot, because I use my hotspot a lot. So I'm going to hold down on the hotspot. Oh, let's try it again. So first, I forgot about this. So swipe over, hit the plus. Okay, so now that we've hit the plus, this section is actually in an edit mode, which will allow you to move the switches around. So I'm going to swipe back over to this page, and I'm going to hold down on my hotspot, and I'm going to drag it over, and I want to drag the airplane mode out of the top 6. Again, just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to make sure that airplane mode is out of the first 6 so it doesn't show up. Now, the second thing I would want to be in this top 6 here is my GPS, because I like to turn GPS on and off, because I think it's a big battery drainer. So now, let's see. I'm going to pull my auto rotation out of the 6 as well, and I'm going to hit done. And now that I've done that, every time I swipe down from the top, this is my new top 6 notification switches or shortcuts. So that's just a little tip in terms of customizing the phone to really cater it to how you use the phone. Because again, if you don't fly a lot, you don't need to have airplane mode up here. But if you use hotspot, you may want to have a quick shortcut to your hotspot or GPS. So, okay, for the next tip, I want to go over the emergency mode setting, how to use it, how to set it up. It's a really good add-on that Samsung has put in their software, but most people just don't know how to use it, so they don't use it. So I want to make sure you know about it, because it could save your life in a tough situation. So when you hold down on the power button, it'll take you to this screen. You have these 3 options. Restart, you have emergency call. Oh, let's try it again here. So tap on emergency call. And when you get to this section, you can actually set up a few things. So you can add in your medical information. Let's say you're diabetic and you know, people need to know if, you know, maybe you've like passed out because you haven't had enough sugar, or again, maybe just have a very specific medical condition that, you know, people would need to know about in the event of an emergency. You can actually have that information show up in this section. You can have your name and a picture of yourself as well. And you can program emergency numbers in the phone that'll make it easier to dial someone like in a quick situation. What if you're about to faint and you need to hurry up and launch this menu and call someone and say, hey, I need your help. So this is what happens when you tap emergency call. Most people are afraid to tap it because they think if I tap emergency call, it's just going to automatically call 911, and then that's why no one ever opens the menu. But yeah, just tapping it takes you to the emergency call section, and then it gives you access to all these shortcuts. So to set this up, you need to actually go to the settings. So let's swipe down from the top. Let's tap on the settings wheel. And from here, we're going to swipe down to safety and emergency. And when we get to this section, these are all the different things you can program into the phone. So for example, medical information. We're going to tap on this section here, and then you can put in everything: your name, condition, allergies, current medications, blood type. Imagine if you're passed out and an EMT person shows up and they have all this important information to make sure they are properly treating you. That is a game changer. So I would encourage you, if you have any type of medical condition, this is definitely something to set up because it could save your life in an emergency. So that's one thing. You have the emergency contacts next, and here you can basically plug in a couple of emergency contacts, and so it says they'll be contacted if you ever start emergency sharing. So if you go into that mode, you can have it automatically trigger calls to all these people, so they would know that you need help. It also says you can also show them on the lock screen for quick access in an emergency. So super helpful there. And you've got a couple other things. So emergency sharing, obviously, this is the feature where once you trigger the emergency mode, you can have it automatically send to your emergency contacts. It'll send your location. It'll start recording on the camera. It'll start recording on the microphone. It'll send out a text. I believe, don't quote me on this one, but I believe it sends out a text message as well to those emergency contacts. So it's a way of basically recording what is happening so that, again, all those emergency contacts know what's going on, and hopefully when they get to you, they can, you know, properly treat you. So this is a great section. I definitely think everyone should set this up, especially if you have a condition. It just makes sense, and you know, it's a really awesome add-on that Samsung has included in their phone. For the next tip, I want to show you how to set up parental controls. If you're setting this phone up for a younger person and you'd like to limit the amount of content that they see or how often they can use the phone, you'll want to do that in the settings. We're going to swipe down from the top of the screen. We're going to tap on the settings wheel, and you want to go to the digital well-being and parental controls section. Swipe up and go to parental controls, and here we're going to be setting up a feature called the Google Family Link, which will allow you to basically monitor and supervise anything that's happening on this phone. You can monitor it from your phone, and the cool thing is this actually works with Androids, and it works with iPhones. So you can install this feature, and then you can, you know, set limits on how often they can use their phone. So screen time limits. You can add restrictions in terms of the apps they can download. And I believe there's a feature where you can have it trigger for you to approve if they want to download a new app. So I have a separate video on the Google Family Link and how awesome it is. So I will leave a link for that right here. So if you want to check out the full video of kind of what that app does. But this is kind of the basics of how you would get started setting up parental controls to kind of limit what your kids are able to do with the phone. Okay, and for our last tip, I want to show you a cool app that it doesn't come on every single A14. This is sort of limited based on where you live and where you've purchased the phone, but most of these phones will come with an app called Samsung Free. And Samsung Free is a TV service. It's a free TV service where you can actually watch like hundreds of free channels that basically Samsung has set up through different partnerships. And so like, let's just go in here and approve the terms. And now you can go in here, and so you can get news, you can go to watch and get like this full array of channels. I love the Samsung free app because I just love the show Wildin' Out. And so they have a channel that is like Wildin' Out 24/7. You can watch, you know, shows all day if you wanted to. So you can go through here, and there's all these different categories of channels: news and opinion, entertainment, crime, game shows. It's great, and it's free. And so again, depending on where you've purchased your phone, this should be installed on most models, but I have heard that not every model gets it. So just an FYI there. Now let's hit the, they just added, this is actually new here. They've added some games, so you can download some cool games in here as well. And there is a listen section where they have access to podcasts, also a new thing that they didn't previously have last year. So just a lot of great content in here that is completely free, which is awesome. Now there's another cool shortcut that goes along with this. When you hit the home button here, I'm going to show you this little trick. So right now, if I swipe to the right, it's taking me to this Google search page, right? Okay, every time I'm on the home screen, I swipe to the right, Google search page. If I hold down the home screen and I swipe over, I can select Samsung Free to show up instead of this Google Discover page. And now, if I'm on the home screen, all I have to do is swipe to the right, and it will take me to Samsung Free. And now I can basically watch TV. I can access the news, podcasts, or the games. It's easier to get to it now just from that swiping right on the home screen. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. So in one method, I'm going to show you how to mirror everything that's happening on your screen. So for example, if you're playing a game or you're trying to teach someone how to use an app, you'll be able to mirror your entire screen to your TV and watch everything that's happening on the phone on the TV. That will be the first method. The second method will be how to just mirror a video. For example, if you're trying to play a video from Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, or another video streaming app, I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, to do this, we're going to need a few things. So let's walk through quickly the list of things you'll need to make this work properly. Okay, so first, you will need an HD TV with an HDMI connection. Second, you will need a Google Chromecast. A Chromecast is a device that's going to connect to your TV, and it's going to allow your phone to be able to interact with your TV. And the third thing you'll need is Wi-Fi. You will need a Wi-Fi network to make this work properly. Now, one of the methods I'm going to show you, if you have a smart TV, it will work. Specifically, the second method I shared, which is just playing a video from your phone directly to the TV. So that's kind of what you need. And again, when I get to each section, I will just reiterate what you'll need to make it work. We're going to start with the method that is going to be showing everything that's happening on your phone screen to the TV. So first thing you'll want to do is make sure your Chromecast is plugged in, and make sure your TV is switched to the correct input that your Chromecast is plugged into. Next, you're going to swipe down from the top of the screen and make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on, this little icon here, and make sure you are connected to your Wi-Fi network. Next, we're going to go to the Play Store and we're going to download the app Google Home. Just simply type in Home in the search and you should get this pop up here for Google Home. Download this app, it's free, and let's go ahead and open it. Okay, so this is going to be the main screen of the Google Home app. After you walk through the settings, this is the screen that you should see. Now, I have 3 different Chromecast devices connected in my house, and the one I'll be using is actually at the bottom, so I'm just going to swipe up just like this. And here is the Chromecast we'll be using, and it's named Den TV. Yours will be named according to what room you put it in, so look for the room that you have associated with your Chromecast device. I'm going to tap on Den TV. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see this pop up here that's going to say Cast My Screen. Now, before I tap that button, I just want to slide the phone over because I want to show you exactly what it's going to look like on your TV so you'll know that you're doing it the right way. Let's tap on the Cast My Screen button here. Tap Cast Screen and tap Start Recording or Casting. And just like that, give it a few seconds, then you'll see your screen show up on the TV. There we go. And now, if I hit the home button here, everything I do on the screen is going to now show up on my TV. And so again, this is great if you're trying to, teach someone how to use an app, for example, or maybe you're just playing a game on your phone and you want to show your gameplay. You'll be able to do that in this setting. Now, if you go into an app that supports landscape, if you rotate the phone sideways, you'll see that the TV will rotate with you. And again, this is really the best option for just trying to demonstrate step by step what you're doing on your phone. Again, great for teaching, great for playing games. Also great if you've gone on a trip and you have pictures and videos and you're trying to show them on the TV. This is a great option to use. And when you're all done with mirroring your screen, you'll simply want to just swipe up, swipe to your left, go back to your Google Home app, and then you'll want to tap on Stop Mirroring. Oh, let's try again. Tap on Stop Mirroring, and that will stop it from mirroring your screen to the TV. So that's our first method. To mirror the screen, you will need to have a Chromecast. That is sort of mandatory. And for those of you that might be wondering, this phone does not support Smart View. So if you have a Samsung phone that has Smart View, that means you can mirror without a Chromecast. You can actually mirror like to a smart TV, but unfortunately A14 does not have that capability. So you do have to use a Chromecast if you're trying to mirror your screen of the TV. Now, let's segue into our second section, which is going to be, how do I just play a video from my phone to the TV? This would be a lot easier, and you don't need a Chromecast to do this step. If you have a smart TV or a Fire Stick TV or a Roku, this second option will work. So let me show you what you need to do. So let's first find the video that we want to play on the screen. So I'm going to go to YouTube to do this. Open up the YouTube app. Make sure you're still connected to Wi-Fi. And let's go to my YouTube channel. And so I'm going to tap on this video here. Now I'm going to pause it first. And what I want you to look at is in the upper right corner of the screen, there's this little icon. This is called your cast icon. Now, when you tap on this, it will show you all of the available devices that you can send your video to. So I can send it to my Samsung monitor. I can send it to my Chromecast, which is DIN TV. I can even send it to my Echo Show 15 device. So these are all the available devices I can cast to. And again, just reiterating the point that you don't need a Chromecast in order to be able to mirror your screen if you have these other devices that are compatible. So again, Fire Stick, a Echo Show device, smart TV. This is a smart TV / smart monitor. And so any one of those devices, I can select it, and then I can mirror just the video. I can send that video to the TV. So let's try it right now. I'm going to tap here. Give it a second. You should see it pop up on the screen here. And it's going to show up obviously right there. Now in this option, the video is just going to start playing, and guess what? I can control the volume just by using my phone volume like this, or just like that. And so what I love about this second method here is that video is going to play, and while it plays, guess what? I can go home, I can check my text messages, I can go on the internet, I can use my phone to do normal things while that video is playing from my phone. My phone just simply becomes the remote, and it will control the settings for that video, but I can still use the phone while that video is playing. Now, if you want to control the video, you'll need to swipe down from the top of the screen here and swipe down again, and you'll see the video is going to be showing at the top of the notification panel right here. Now I can use this little dot here to fast forward the video. I can jump to a new video by using the back and forward arrows here. I can pause the video by tapping on that pause button, and when I'm all done,
I can basically just tap on anywhere on that section, and I want to tap on that same Chromecast icon or that cast icon here, and by tapping that I can just simply hit disconnect, and that will stop the video from playing to the TV. So these are the two methods that basically are the easiest ways to mirror your phone to the TV. Obviously, first method is showing all your gameplay. Second method is just playing a video. Now that second method should work with just about any of the video streaming apps, so just keep that in mind. Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, just about all those apps are going to have that cast icon, and they'll allow you to play your video on the TV.
How to take a screenshot on the Samsung Galaxy A14. It's super easy. You're going to hold down on the power and volume down button for 1 second, just like this. So power, volume down, hold, let it go. That should trigger a screenshot. And then you'll tap on the bubble at the bottom. From there, you're going to tap on the gallery and tap just once here. And now it's going to take us to our gallery where I can make edits to the screenshot I just took. I can tap on the pencil to crop, or I basically have access to these tools to either crop the picture by dragging from the corner. I can add a filter to the picture or an effect. I can add stickers or draw on the picture, whatever. When you're all done, you're going to come to the upper right corner, tap on save, and then save again, and that will save the picture to your gallery. From here, I'm going to hit the home button. I'm going to swipe up and go to the gallery, and this is where you'll find the screenshot that we just took right here in pictures, or if you go to albums, it'll create an album just for screenshots. Okay. Now also I want to show you just real quick, my phone is on 4% right now, so the battery is super low. Now sometimes you need to use your phone and that battery is super low and you can't sit by a charger for 30 minutes and wait for it to charge. In that case, you'd want to get one of these guys. It is a portable battery charger by a company called Vesper. I'm going to leave a link below in the description. This is a fast charging power bank that just plugs right to the bottom of your phone, and it'll give you a quick boost. In a lot of cases, I've been able to use this battery power bank to continue to use my phone out and about and not have to worry about the fact that maybe I forgot to charge it last night or whatever. So I'll leave a link below in the description of where you can get one of these. It's a super helpful device. And again, it's by a company called Vegger. Excuse me, I pronounced that wrong earlier. It's by a company called Vegger. How to soft reset your Samsung Galaxy A14 if the screen freezes or the touchscreen is not working properly. So this is a really quick trick that will basically force the phone to restart itself, kind of mimicking the process of like taking the battery out of the phone, which is what we used to do years ago. So pick up your phone, you're going to hold on the power button and the volume down button. You're going to hold until the screen goes blank. Now, when you first hold it, you're going to see these options pop up. Just keep holding the buttons and it should go dark in a couple of seconds. There we go. Once the screen goes dark, you're going to let go of the buttons, and after a few seconds, it should restart itself automatically, just like it's doing now. And basically you want to give it, about a minute to basically go through that restarting process. It's then going to take you back to the main screen, and that's when you can test the touchscreen out and see if it has fixed the problem. In most cases, this will fix the glitch. Sometimes you have like an app that is malfunctioning or it's running too much in the background, and this will fix it. However, if you're trying to touch your screen now and it's still not working, then you might have a much bigger problem, in which case you will need to take your phone to a local service and repair center to have it fixed, or at least have it diagnosed. They can tell you if, for example, maybe you've cracked the screen, or maybe there's a crack in the screen, or again, maybe there's a bigger issue going on. So find your local cell phone repair shop, take it in and have them check it out, and they can let you know if it is a screen issue or it's something else. So hope you guys found this helpful.
Today I'll be showing you how to erase all of your data off of the Samsung Galaxy A14 and how to basically reset it back to factory settings. And this sets the phone up if you're in the process of either giving the phone back to the store, or you're trying to sell it to someone or trade it in. These are the steps you'll need to take to make sure all your data is safely and securely removed off of the phone before you pass it to the next person. So let's step in and let me show you what you'll need to do. Follow the steps in order because I'm going to do a few things that are super important to, again, make sure you protect your data and make sure you erase all your data properly. Now, let's swipe down from the top of the screen. Upper right corner, we're going to tap on this settings wheel right here. Now, the first thing we'll need to do is swipe all the way up to accounts and backup. From here, we're then going to tap on manage accounts. On this screen, you'll see all of the accounts that you have signed into on the phone. The most important account you need to focus on here is any Google account. Now, right now, I just have one Google account, but you might have multiple Google accounts, and you also may have other accounts that you're signed into. The important thing is all the Google or Gmail accounts, you need to tap on them and you need to hit remove account. If you don't remove the Google accounts, then you will brick the phone and basically make it unusable for the next person. And this could also affect you trying to trade your phone in. So make sure you do this first step first. It's super important. Now next, we're going to hit the back button here. And I want to show you there's an option on the screen here that's called external storage transfer. Now, there's also a backup data option. Now, you want to make sure that you have backed up all your information before you reset the phone because there is no way to access it after we do the final step. So, if you haven't done this already, a few things to look at. You can back up your data to your Google Drive by tapping here, and you can also back up your data here by tapping on external storage drive. If you have a micro SD card, just looks like this, you can put it in the phone and use Samsung's app to back up all your data before you erase the phone. The other option is obviously if you've purchased a new phone and you're trying to move your data over to that new phone. If it's a Samsung, you can do it using one of these two options. So that's just important to note. After you have successfully moved your data over or backed up your data, you're going to tap on the reset button at the bottom of the screen here, right above Samsung Cloud. This will take you to the reset page, and you'll want to tap on factory data reset. From here, it'll actually show you all the apps that you've been signed into on the phone. And it's telling you once you hit that reset button, it's going to sign you out of all of these accounts. So I'm going to hit the reset button. It will ask you to enter your PIN number before the final reset starts. So go ahead and enter your PIN number. After you've done that, you'll tap on the delete all button, and that is it. This will trigger the factory reset, and it's going to erase all your data off the phone. Now, this could take anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on how much data you had on the phone. So don't touch the phone, just let it sit and let it go through its process. It's going to restart a few times, and you will know the factory reset was successful when you get to the last screen, and it's going to basically say welcome, and it's going to say select a language. So once you've gotten there, you'll know your reset was successful. Hope you guys found this helpful. If it was, hit that like button down below if it was. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Take care, and as always, have a good one.